The most important question in real estate is why buy real estate? It would seem like an obvious question, but the reality is most people don't really know why they should buy real estate, including most real estate agents. I'm going to share with you why you need to buy real estate. It starts with it's all about the money. Real estate is the fastest and safest path to wealth. And for the poor and middle class, is really the only way they can become wealthy. And I'm going to show you why that is true right now in this brief video. Hi, my name is Mark Prather. I'm founder of the Mark One Real Estate Wealth Academy, Mark One Mortgage. I've been in the real estate industry, you can see, since 1977. Wrote a book called Why the Rich Stay Rich and the Poor Stay Poor. Here's why I titled it that. Because I started in this industry when I was 18. I knew nothing, had no money. Basically just came straight out of high school and got my license, got in the real estate industry, moved over to the mortgage industry, started my own company at 22 years old. And that's over 40 years ago. But over my journey, I wondered, what's the fastest way to build wealth? Is it real estate or stocks or something else? And so I literally took my money and divided it in real estate and in stocks and went both ways. And what I learned pretty quickly is that not only does real estate beat the stock market, it blows away the stock market. And I'm going to show you why that is the case with this brief presentation. Now, here's what I'm going to show you is real estate is the fastest path to building wealth because of the 5 economic benefits of real estate. So here's what that means is you're making money 5 different ways. Very few people know that. That's the first critical thing to understand is what are the 5 critical ways that you can make money, the 5 economic benefits of real estate. I'm going to show you what those are, but here's the second part, is then mastering these 5 economic benefits. Because when you master how to use them, what you can do is increase your wealth growth, which means you're increasing your return on investment at levels that most people don't believe is even possible. And you're going to see why right now. And I'm going to turn my camera down here to my desk so you can see this little presentation that I'm about to show you on the 5 economic benefits of real estate. So the red chips represent your money. So here's, let's say, $1, and you put it in the bank. And let's say you get 2%. Now, here are the problems with putting your money in the bank is that, number one, the return is really low. Number two is you're actually losing money because inflation in this country averages historically about 3% nationwide. Now, if you're in Southern California, it's more like 4%. So you're actually losing money when you're trying to rely on money in the bank. But here's the third problem, and the biggest problem, is you're only making money on your money. And let me show you why that is such a big problem. Let's say we put another $1 in the stock market, like your 401k or your IRA, and you get 8%. So here's 8 chips, way better than the bank. And here's what a financial planner is going to tell you. Hey, you got to set this 401k or IRA. We're going to put this money in your 401k or IRA. So it's pre-tax, which means you're not going to pay any income tax right now. And you're going to be saving this money as years go by. And then one day you're going to be old, you're going to be 70 years old, and you'll have a nice amount of money. Let me tell you what the problems are that they don't tell you. Is number one, you're putting this money in, and your savings becomes like a bill. And my point is this, it's making your life harder today. Today, with the cost of living for rent or home ownership, when it comes to food, fuel, and so on, is all the basic necessities you need to live are a lot of money, and there's really not much money left, so it's really difficult to save very much money. Now, I'm not discouraging saving. Saving's a good thing, and I highly encourage you to save as much as you can, but let's just be honest and tell the truth here. Poor people can't save money, and when I'm talking about poor people, I'm talking about basically the bottom 50%. They simply can't save any money. The middle class, which is kind of the 50 to 80 percentile, they struggle to save money, and they don't save anywhere near enough to secure permanent retirement. Now, people in my age category are baby boomers. They're hurting. I mean, we have programs to teach them, but for the most part, it's too late. They're 65 to 70 years, and sometimes a little older. They don't have anywhere near enough to retire, and they are really stuck. And it's because the saving money path is really difficult. And most people believe, and I bet you believe, that saving money is the only way. Well, that's simply not true. I'm going to show you that you can build massive wealth without saving money and have the retirement income you need to retire even early, again, without the need to save money. Now, I want to reiterate, I'm not discouraging saving. Saving is a great thing if you can do it, and the top 20% can do it, but everybody else really struggles. but you don't need to be able to save a lot of money. And let me show you why. It's the 5 economic benefits of real estate. So let's say you take another dollar and you buy a $10 property. So this is 10% down. So it's only $1, just like the stock market, but you borrow $9 from the bank. So now you own a $10 property. So the first obvious point is you're starting from 10, not from 1. Huge advantage, right? I mean, it's a 10-fold head start. This is called leverage, meaning you're making money on the bank's money, not just your money. This is the #1 reason why it's impossible for stocks to keep up with real estate. Is because you're making so much money on someone else's, they call it other people's money. And the other people, in this case, is the bank. So you're starting from 10. So economic benefit #1, leverage, write that down. #2 is appreciation. Now, everybody knows about appreciation, meaning house values go up. In California statewide, the average appreciation rate is 7.3%. I'm only going to use 5%. So 5% of $1 is 5 cents. 5% of $10 is 50. Let me show you what that looks like. Here's 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Now, as you can see, we're blowing away the stock market here. Let me move this over a little bit so you're crystal clear on the difference. On the same $1 invested, we have 50 chips, and this is at 5% appreciation, not 7.3, which is the real average. At 7.3%, this would be 73 chips, not 50. So we're doing this very conservatively. We're blowing away the stock market, but we've only covered 2 economic benefits. There are more. Here's #3, principal reduction. So here's what that means. If you every time you make a mortgage payment, a percentage of your payment is principal, which is your mortgage balance. And so it's going down every month. So that's building more equity. So that's economic benefit #3. #4 is tax benefit. Now, when you own a house, you can write off the mortgage interest deduction. So that's a nice write-off that you don't have when you put money in the stock market. So you have this mortgage interest deduction. Now, if you were to turn your house into a rental, like you buy a property, live there for a while, turn that into a rental, and you go move someplace else, now you have a bigger tax benefit. And what that's called is depreciation. So you can write off all the mortgage interest, every repair you make, anything that costs you money on that property, you can write it off. But the big one is depreciation. Now, let me explain depreciation, because this is powerful. This is so important when it comes to your return on investment and your wealth growth. When you own a property, you have the land and you have the structure. When you own stocks, you only have stock certificates. You can't use the stock certificates for anything. But when you own real estate, you own the land and you own the structure. Now, you can't depreciate the land, but you can the structure. Let me give you a quick idea of how much money that is. Let's say you own a $1 million house, which by today's standards is no big deal. $1 million house, the IRS is going to let you take 75% of that, or $750,000 structure value. Now we can divide that over 27.5 years, which means you have a tax write-off of around $27,000 a year. That's a huge tax write-off. That means you can have income, rental income. Here's what's so profound about that. Is you're getting that money today, meaning when as the years go by in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, where if you want to get income today from your 401k, you're going to get taxed, #1, ordinary income, which is 30 to 40% in state and federal, and you're going to pay penalties. That's why no one does it, because the penalties, it doesn't make any sense. But with real estate, here's what's awesome, is that you get this big tax benefit on the property if you turn it into rental. So #5, economic benefit, is rental cash flow. So we have these 5 economic. Now here's the big advantage that real estate has over stocks. There's the 5 economic benefits, but #5 is the rental cash flow. Here's again another factor why it makes it impossible for stocks to keep up with real estate. It's called the utility value. Now here's what that means: is when you own a property, you can either live there, which means because you have this land and the structure, so you get the value of living there. Where if you put your money in stocks, you put your money here in stocks, you can't live in stocks. So if you're a renter and you're saving, let's say $1,000 a month, but you're paying $4,000 a month in rent, that's a problem. Nobody deducts their housing costs from their stock return, but they should, because there's no utility value. With real estate, you have the utility value, meaning either you can live there, which means you're getting this value, which is the equivalent of saving you rent, or you get the advantage of if you turn it into a rental property, the rents keep going up and up and up. So that utility value is worth a ton of money to you. Now, as good as that gets, let me tell you what gets even better. Here's what gets even better is that, remember, I'm the bank. I loaned you this money to buy this property. Okay, this is the bank money, the leverage they call it. But this is the money for the utility value, meaning you're selling the usage or the occupancy of that property to a tenant, right? We call them a renter or a tenant. So they're paying you. Now, if I loan you this money and a renter pays off my loan to you, then doesn't that make this money free money to you? And the answer is absolutely. There's no other way to create massive amounts of free money. So getting back to my scenario, let's say you buy $1 million property and you put 10% down. That's $900,000. And let's say you live there a year and you pay the mortgage down to $825,000. I mean, let's say $875,000 or so. So $25,000 goes down to the mortgage balance goes to $870,000, and then you turn into a rental to live someplace else. The $75,000 get paid off by the renter. So you created $875,000 of free money to you, which you factor all of this in, it creates a phenomenal return on investment. This is why the rich are so invested in real estate, is they master these 5 economic benefits. This is why I created our Mark 1 Real Estate Wealth Academy. You go to mark1wealthacademy.com, you'll learn a lot more. Because nobody teaches this stuff. I'm telling you, 99% of the residential realtors don't know any of this stuff. They're taught to sell the house as a commodity, meaning it might as well be a refrigerator. The house or your home is your path to becoming wealthy. But you have to understand these dynamics. This is step 1. I've got an incredible educational program on how to first get into property, but you have to understand how all these dynamics work so that you can build wealth and become financially secure first, and then build serious wealth so you can retire faster than the stock market, all without the struggle of saving money, and build this massive amount of wealth for you and for your family. And you can actually retire within 15 to 20 years if you want, or you can be crazy like me and just work your entire life because you like working and helping people. My name is Mark Rather. We're here to help you. Go to mark1wealthacademy.com. You'll see at the top about our shortcut to wealth chat. It's 4 days, it's 4 classes, rather. Register now. It's everything we teach is absolutely free. I want to get you on this path to financial security and wealth, and it starts with owning a house. I've learned this path. No one else is teaching it. I want you to learn it and get you on the path. If you want to talk to me or any of our real estate wealth advisors, go to the website and reach out and let's schedule a free online meeting. We can meet online, or if you want to meet in person, we're happy to do that. I appreciate your time. Go to Mark Wealth and sign up for that free class. I'm going to send you some more free education. I want to help you. I want to change your life. I want you to be financially secure because I know that's what you want, and you can accomplish all of this, and you can get started with no money. Absolutely no money because of all the down payment assistance programs. And that's what our Hope Home Programs is. You go to hopehomeprograms.com to learn more. There as well, you can get on this path to financial security and wealth, but it's all about learning why you need to buy real estate. And this is the beginning of that. It's the 5 economic benefits. Thanks for your time, and I hope to hear from you soon.